Welcome to another Being Outdoor product review. This time we're going to take a look at the Sitka Kelvin Active Jacket. Sitka has really just developed more and more product lines over the last few years. Almost been hard to keep up with all the different product lines this year, and with the new introduction of a new camo line with the subalpine. And so they've really just stretched out their wings to cover a really wide range of different species as far as hunting, the camo patterns to match it, and then the different layering aspects. They can cover you whether you're in a very freezing type climate to a very warm climate and everything in between, active and still hunting. And this year they came out with a new piece called the Kelvin Active Jacket. And so we're going to go over some of the things about this jacket. This jacket has the Polartec Alpha insulation and is 80 grams in this jacket. Now, Sitka in the years past has used down on a regular basis and used a lot of Primaloft. Alpha Polartec is something fairly new that has not been used in Sitka in the past. The way it is described to me, and from what I can understand, is that Alpha Polartec fleece, or insulation rather, excuse me, is made to be, is an insulating material that's made to be breathable, to dry very quickly. So when it gets wet, it should dry very quickly, still maintain its warmth even when it's wet at the same time, and also because of the breathability aspect, is also provide a lot of body temperature regulation. And so that's why that type of material was incorporated into the Kelvin Active Jacket, because the Kelvin we traditionally associate with Sitka with something that's insulating, something that is a warm layer to trap heat, to give us more warmth than some of the other pieces that we've seen from Sitka in the past. And when we hear the word Kelvin, especially us Sitka fanatics, if I can use that word, or Sitka purists, I hear Celsius or Kelvin, I associate that with insulating pieces. You're down in a tent trying to keep yourself from freezing, or you're still hunting in a stand and you're using that as an insulating piece trying to stay warm. But this is kind of like almost like a hybrid jacket to some extent. So this is Kelvin, which is going to have those insulating properties with the Polartec Alpha, but also have the properties to allow you to be active at the same time. So this is going to be more geared to the guy that may be in a colder climate that may still be active at the same time, may produce some sweat, or the guy that's going to be moving around on a regular basis and just needs some extra insulation. But this jacket would also work well for somebody who's still hunting and just needs and wants an extra insulating piece, maybe a second or third layer. But let's start off. This jacket is, if you look at it very closely, and I'll try to get in here close so you can see, if you notice, you'll see these stitch lines here. Okay, let me get in there close so you can see the stitch lines running here, and you can see the stitch lines running here. And so it's these squares. It's the feel of it almost to some extent is like a quilt, and it certainly has that appearance. Now you can hear the material. It does, if you rub it together, it does produce a little bit of noise. Very soft to the touch. But I will say it seems very durable at the same time. And if we go to the inside of the jacket, you'll notice you still see that same quilted pattern, but there's like a mesh type lining in here that's kind of separated from the insulating piece, or the insulating material that's on the inside. Has a nice collar. And so this is the subalpine pattern, so you can kind of get a good glimpse of that. This is a size large. Okay, so I'm going to try this on so you can kind of get a good idea with sizing. With any technical hunting gear, whether it's First Light, Sitka, whatever it is that we sell, one of the biggest things that we try to help people with is sizing, because so many times we have to purchase things sight unseen where we don't get to make it into a shop, and or you just need guidance on sizing. Okay, so this is a size large jacket. For people that are familiar with me, and I'll go over this. I'm 6 foot, 170 pounds. I describe me as athletic build, fit, I guess, maybe, or slim. But the large fits very well in the shoulders, okay, and in the arms. It does have drawstrings here on the inside, okay, so you can kind of tighten it down. Let's zip it up so you can kind of get a full feel here. Now you'll notice, and I'll back up a little bit so you can kind of see. So my waistline on my pants is here, and that's exactly where this coat is cut. So it doesn't have a long tail to it either in the front or the back. There are pockets that are very comfortable, and you can feel in the bottom of these the little drawstrings where you can tighten and cinch the bottom of the jacket. There is a chest pocket, which is here, okay, so you can, which is nice and deep, so you can drop your cell phone in there, rangefinder. I always like these chest pockets for, this is just a suggestion that I do, you do what you want, but I always will put my rangefinder lanyard around my neck and drop my rangefinder in there, and then I can slip my hand in there, range, slip it back in there, and then put my release in my pocket because I use a handheld. And that's just kind of how I do, because when I have gloves on, I can kind of just slip things, move my hands like this over my body, and by moving, you know, because obviously I have gloves on, things that are camo to over camo, then the not possibility, but I guess the potential of being seen as much sometimes goes down. That's just a little tip that I like to do. So I have everything where I can kind of just move my hands around my body where there's not a whole lot of movement, like waving your hands and trying to fumble for stuff. You're trying to minimize your movements just as much as you possibly can, especially in bow hunting because you're having those close encounters. The sleeves on these, I'll pull my hand in here, there's elastic around there, so that's going to be nice, and you can't cinch that or anything. There's not a Velcro to tighten up, and so if you zip the jacket all the way up, this kind of lets you see about what type of length you have on the collar. All right. So from what I can tell of the Kelvin Active Jacket is that this jacket would be a great choice for the guy who is going elk hunting or antelope hunting or some kind of active type of hunting, or mule deer, and they're going to be sitting for periods of time, and they want to slip something on just to kind of keep the chill off of them. And this jacket's going to be perfect for your glassing, but then you have to hop up and take off, and you really don't have time to take the jacket off because it is going to have a little bit of that breathability to it so that you don't get too hot, okay? Now one thing you can always do is just unzip, but there is no pit zips or anything like that, okay? And then this would be perfect to go underneath a shell. So if you're into the open country line or the subalpine line, or even for that matter the whitetail line, this would be a great piece under the Fanac Light jacket or the Stratus jacket. It would also make a great insulator underneath the Fanatic jacket as well. So there's a lot of options with insulating pieces. What I mostly tell people is that insulating pieces will make what you have better and go longer. Okay, we can always purchase pieces of clothing that are good for early season, and that's what they're geared for, and that's what we use them for. And then there's others that are geared for the late season, and that's all you can use them for. Okay, and then you can kind of get those shell pieces like this, where you can kind of, okay, it's getting a little colder, I'll put on another piece, and I'll put on another piece, I'll put on another piece, versus this is what I have to wear when it's cold, this is what to wear when it's hot. And that's where, you know, something like Sitka, even though it does have a big price tag on it, is that you can get fewer pieces and make more pieces work for you, okay, and create and kind of cover you in a variety of hunting situations. This jacket runs $289. If you have any questions about Sitka, please contact us. You can see the whole Sitka lineup on their website at sitkagear.com. We have many of Sitka's stuff on our website already at www.beanoutdoors.com. If you have an interest in anything Sitka but you don't see on the website, please contact us because we can get anything Sitka and we'll be glad to get it for you. Our phone number is 336-564-2400. Our email address is Eric, E-R-I-C, that's me, at beangoutdoors.com. And we have a shop here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, so if you ever want to stop by, you're more than welcome. You can try on things and kind of get a feel for the material. But if you don't, give us a call. We'll try to walk you through and put a package together for you if we can. We do try to work with people best we can. We do offer free shipping, and we do run specials from time to time. So it's always a good idea to just give us a call or shoot us an email and ask about what kind of special we may be running at that given time. But this is the Kelvin Active Jacket. This looks like to be a great piece to add to someone's arsenal. If you already have a shell or you're still getting cold with what you have, this would be a great piece to go underneath. And I think it would serve a variety of uses because we all know what it's like to be cold in the stand, and we try to avoid that best we can. This is another Bean Outdoor review. We'll bring more Sitka Gear pieces here in the future. Thanks for watching.